Episode 11, Punch Cards, the original flash drive. Hi, I'm Foggy Michael, and welcome to Computers Before the Internet. Today, when you write a computer program, it exists somewhere on a screen or in a file. When I started working with computers, the program was a physical object. You could actually hold it in your hand. This is an 80-column punch card. One card could hold 80 characters, and when we wrote programs, one card might represent one line of the program. So if your program was 500 lines long, you might have 500 of these damn things. And God help you if you drop them. Imagine spending hours creating a program on hundreds of cards and then dropping the deck on the floor. That's one reason we used sequence numbers. If the cards got scrambled, the sequence numbers could help you put your program back into the proper order. But I didn't always use them. Many times I handed our key punch operators pages of RPG coding sheets that needed to be punched onto cards, and I didn't ask them to key in the sequence numbers because that would have meant a lot of extra work for them. There was just one rule: don't drop the deck, because unlike your laptop, the floor did not have an undo button, and dropping the deck wasn't the only thing that could happen. Cards could bend, cards could tear, cards could jam. Nowadays, when we say a program crashed, we mean something entirely different. Sorting cards. Cards weren't just for programs. We stored data on them too. And we had machines whose entire job was sorting cards. Here's something that may sound strange today. We could physically sort the data instead of having the computer perform a software sort. You selected a column and cards flew through the machine and dropped into different pockets according to what was punched in those columns. For a numerical sort, we generally worked from the least significant digit to the most significant. You ran the whole deck through, gathered the cards back together, changed columns, and ran the damn thing through again. Before we had the order by instructions, we had the collator. Unlike the sorter, which separated cards into groups, the collator could work with two decks of cards at the same time. I remember using one with our accounts receivable cards. You could feed two decks into the machine, and the collator would compare the punched information on the cards, such as an account number, and determine where the cards belonged in sequence. One of its jobs was called interfiling. It could take cards from one deck and merge them into another deck while keeping everything in the proper order. So instead of sitting there manually looking at account numbers and figuring out where every new card went, the collator did the comparing and merging for us. And remember, this wasn't software moving records around on a screen. The machine was physically moving pieces of cardboard. Think about how different that is from today. These weren't abstract files sitting somewhere in the cloud. They were actual pieces of cardboard being physically moved, sorted, merged, and read by machines. The programmer's deck. And many programmers always protected their decks. They had good reason to. Your program wasn't represented by the box of cards. That box of cards was your program. You wrote it, you punched it, you carried it, you protected it, and then you fed it into a card reader and prayed the damn thing ran. Write it, punch it, protect it, read it, pray it runs. I remember COBOL programs on cards. I remember compiler decks. I even remember making an 8080 copy with one card. Eventually, when I converted a hospital from an IBM System 3 Model 12 to the Model 15B, I was finally getting away from cards, and I wasn't sorry to see them go. The original flash drive. But there's another way of looking at the old punch card. In a strange way, that was our flash drive. We could store information on it, carry it somewhere, put it into another machine, and read the information back. There was just one little difference. That card held 80 characters. Today, you can buy a USB flash drive that holds 2 terabytes. For a rough comparison, if we treat one character as a byte, storing 2 terabytes on 80-column cards would take approximately 25 billion cards. 25 billion cards. Put those cards end to end, and they would stretch approximately 3 million miles. That's enough to circle the Earth 117 times, or stretch from the Earth to the Moon more than 12 times. Try dropping that deck. What's inside the flash drive? And look what eventually replaced all that cardboard. Inside this tiny flash drive, you've got flash memory, a controller, and the electronics necessary to make the whole thing work. Something small enough to lose between the cushions of your couch can store an amount of information that would have required a staggering mountain of punch cards. The basic problem hasn't really changed. How do we store information, move it somewhere else, and get it back? What's changed is the scale. So the next time you plug in a flash drive, remember its great-great-grandfather. A piece of cardboard with holes punched in it. I'm Foggy Michael. Thank you for watching Computers Before the Internet. And don't drop that deck.